Hey everybody, thanks again for joining us here on our vlog series, speaking through the Logitech, Barco, and LG partnership, helping your customers define their video strategies, and really what all that entails within the now medium and large size ends of the spectrum as far as the rooms that they're going to actually be in. Before that, we've defined what the small rooms look like and set the whole series up. So again, want to encourage everybody to reach out to us in the meantime and let us help you help your customers in defining what that strategy looks like. Today we're going to kind of dive right in on the medium-sized rooms, which from a Logitech perspective entails our Rally product. And our Rally product now is where we go from our meetup in the smaller spaces, which is the all-in-one unit, designed to handle rooms that can be anywhere between 1 and maybe 6 people. And now we're into kind of the medium spaces, which can be anywhere between that 6 and maybe even 15, 18 folks in a room. So one of the things that's most unique to Logitech's AV products in our video collaboration category is our RightSense technology. So within RightSense, you've got Right Sight, Right Light, and Right Sound. And in a nutshell, what those are is Right Sight is basically our cameras at a firmware level, being able to identify where the bodies are in those rooms and really and really optimally frame them, so that if you're at the other end of a video conference, you're getting a really natural experience. You're seeing all the nonverbal communication that takes place in that room, but you're also not just looking at a large open room with a bunch of empty space. You're seeing everybody that's in there optimally framed. So if they're all on one side of the room, right side is going to basically make our cameras pan, tilt, and then zoom and then reframe whichever space those folks are actually in, and then that can adapt dynamically throughout the meeting. Right light is our backlight auto correction, which basically makes sure no one's going to end up looking like a darked out silhouette if they're heavily backlit. And then from there, our Right Sound technology basically takes our mic pods within the Rally solution, which are then, of course, you can add mic pods to those rooms as the room scales to larger and larger spaces and needing to be able to address more bodies in that space. But the main thing to know is the beamforming technology within those mics work in tandem with each other. So the more those mics you add, the more accurate that sound becomes in that room, not just louder that room becomes. So within Logitech, we've partnered really well, obviously, with Barco, within Barco's Clickshare space, and then LG and their UH5 series. So I'm going to hand it to Matt here to speak specifically to how we partner with them and what Clickshare CX30 can do in these medium and larger spaces to really help those folks kind of scale those environments. Matt, take it from there.
Yeah, thanks. So our CX30, as you mentioned, it's a perfect complement to that UH5 series, but also any peripheral that Logitech has to offer. So for the medium and large meeting room, we recommend the CX30 because you can plug in that Rally, you can plug in that Rally Plus, whatever that room size or room environment is. The biggest thing with Clickshare Conference with the CX20, the CX30, or the CX50 is we want you to have a seamless meeting experience. So we want you to be comfortable walking into a brand new room, knowing what to expect. So the main idea with Clickshare Conference is you walk into a meeting room, you plug in a Clickshare Conference button, and you press that button, and it automatically detects that Zoom call, that Teams call that you're on, whatever platform you're using, and then it also automatically detects that peripheral that you're using. So that Meetup, that Rally Plus, whatever it is. And then Mike, if you want to talk about your UH5 series, this is a perfect complement as well to Clickshare Conference as well as Logitech's peripherals.
Yeah, man, a lot of great points there. When we talk about the UH5 series, it's really that conversation of simplicity. It's starting at the core of really consumer versus commercial display. On the commercial display, you're going to see a higher brightness, actually a totally different construct. Most of the commercial displays have a 3-year on-site warranty, but then also from that connectability, that simple use case, you're able to have the display automatically turn itself on, turn itself off when a signal is detected. So it makes that user, when they enter the room, very, very easy to have that system work and function the way they want it to. From a display standpoint, you have a lot of different sizes available. Within a small conference room, you're really looking at a 49 to 55 inch size. When we move to the mid to large, that's what you'll see a 65, a 75, even all the way up to a 98 inch. But then depending on the application, you can also do dual screen setups. So with the 4K technology, depending on what you're connecting to it, you can really make it an immersive experience to maximize the investment of what you're putting in that room. So taking advantage of all the video technology that's out there, a lot of that interactivity, the simplicity from like the Clickshare or the Logitech systems. Thank you guys very much for joining us this week. Looking forward to discussing touch solutions with you next week. Thanks.